Lord forgive me for this trap shit. Sergeant Smack making backflip. Telly Hank did with the action. With the vital speaking Spanish. Frank Matthews how I vanish. Poof. Came back like I'm King Tut. Gold BBS is on a beamer. When Fat Cat was 10 queens up. Ball off the profit, not the re-up. Fly like Puerto Rican Jesus. Uptown like I'm Baby May. Just caught a touchdown from the bay.
Already, man. Like
East side,
you know, west side. It's the east side, west side. You know,
East
they got
side,
the
west
Crip
side.
Blood shit going on out here. You know, we east side, west side. You know where we from. You know, shouted from Decatur, I'm from Bankhead, man. We still goddamn come together to do our thing.
Tip older than me, but I'ma say this: when them west side niggas come to the east side, they ass.
Deal with them little niggas.
So what happened was, bam, number one, I'm at the BET thing, at the Shrine, I'm doing, you know, my whole little press shit, you know, my whole little press run. And when I'm near my, well, first off, Scrap De Leon called me, number one. And he say, man, the boy, Two Pistols talking crazy. So then I called my sister called him, he called me. My sister called me, was like, yeah, it's official, he talking crazy. So then my mama called me, like, he talking so crazy, whoop his ass. So, you know, if my mama tell me whoop his ass, when I see him, I gotta whoop his ass. You know what I'm saying? So, I asked Shawty what's happening. He like, yeah, you know, you said something about my song, and just for those that don't know, what happened with the record was, Boo, which is Akon brother, offered me the song. I said, I ain't like the song. I like, not for me. I actually like the song. I can sing you word for word the song. I hear it so much. I like the song. I never had a problem with the song. He misunderstood what I was saying. What I was saying was, I didn't like the song for me. But anyway, that's nothing. So I asked him about it because he was on YouTube talking crazy. When I asked him about it, he like, kind of like tensed up, and I'm face to face with this man, and I'm addressing him with an issue. So all that shit he talking about, he turned his back and I hit him from the back side. I was with 4 niggas, he lying. I was with a white boy, my A&R. I was with Adam, you know what I'm talking about? Be Easy right here. I was with Cuzzo, and that's it, you know what I'm saying? And that's it. And I seen Cuz was talking that dumb shit. I hit him, knocked him out. He went to the hospital after that. And that's pretty much shit. What you got to say, Cuz?
Mansfield moving, bitch.
Work by law enforcement, a suspect now in custody in a deadly shooting at the Beverly Center. That suspect is arrested at LAX not long after that shooting. Good evening, I'm David Ono.
I'm Ellen Leyva. This is Eyewitness News at 6. There have been several breaking developments in that deadly shooting at the Beverly Center, topped off by the arrest of a suspect, and the suspect's vehicle has also reportedly been located. Eyewitness News reporter Sheba Ravintran is live at the Beverly Center with the latest. Sheba?
Well, Alan, we have just learned that this shooting was a result of an altercation between 2 groups of shoppers that had just left the Beverly Center this afternoon. They were standing near the valet stand here in the parking garage when one man pulled out a gun and shot the other man. That victim was taken to a local hospital, and that's where he died a few hours ago. Now, just a short time ago, police did arrest gunman at LAX. The suspect had apparently purchased a ticket and was waiting in the ticketing lobby. Police saw him waiting there, and that's when they took him into custody. They also recovered a weapon from the suspect. It's unclear whether that was the gun that was used in the shooting. Now, this all happened after the suspect's vehicle, a Mercedes SUV that was parked near the airport. Now, this shooting at the Beverly Center happened around 3 in the afternoon. It was, again, right near the valet stand on the first floor of the parking garage. This is right off the La Cienega entrance. There were a lot of shoppers and diners nearby at the restaurants here who heard several gunshots.
Me and my friends were sitting down having lunch at P.F. Chang's, and we were sitting down and heard these gunfires, and then everyone dove down and literally army crawling. We have Band-Aids from P.F. Chang's. We were army crawling to the back room, and my friend Michael and I hid in the walk-in because we didn't know where the gunman was, what was going on.
People were running down from the sidewalk and they were looking in and like running away, and then just everyone like screaming to direct everyone to get out of the parking lot.
And again, the victim was taken to nearby Cedars-Sinai, where he died just a few hours ago. Police at this point are not releasing the names of the victim or the suspect. Again, the suspect is right now in custody at LAX. He's right now being held at the airport police substation. Back out here live, you can see police still on scene. This entrance off La Cienega to the Beverly Center is still cordoned off, but the rest of the mall is still open. Shoppers are going in and out, and we are hearing some interesting information from police on scene here that the suspect in the shooting may be a well-known music artist. We're, of course, just getting that information on the scene here from officers, have yet to confirm that with the authorities. But, of course, we're going to stay on scene here and bring you the very latest at Eyewitness News at 11 o'clock tonight. Reporting live in Los Angeles, Shiva Ravindran, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, Shiva, thank you for that.
Yo, we back. Shit got Popalot. Mobb. We on our way to Georgia with it. Atlanta to be exact. But we also gonna make some plays in Cali. But it's gonna get ugly at the Beverly Center. Now, shout out to everybody that referred this case to me and everybody that's in the comment box sending their requests through. I'm trying to get to every single one of them. And to be brutally honest with y'all, this is one I probably overlooked and I was not gonna cover until I started looking at the case. And there was several underlying factors that pushed me in the opposite direction, a few of which I will point out to y'all now. Now, one, we actually have a case where they found the person that killed the rapper. Now, not saying that the police departments don't work as hard on cases involving rappers as they do other people. Now, maybe it's a coincidence that a lot of them don't get solved or they're just hard cases. I'll let you be the judge. Now, the second factor is not only did they find the person responsible for the murder, they actually beat it on self-defense when they shot the person in the back. So without further ado, the person that we're going to be covering today is going to be a guy by the name of Roderick Burton II. But most people are going to remember him by his stage name of DOLLA. And depending how far you go back in this music thing, you might remember him being signed to Grand Hustle. And this was a transitioning time in hip hop, if I would say so. I would say it was a little bit after what was considered the bling era, when everybody was rocking platinum, going platinum. And I would kind of tend to call this maybe like the beginning of the auto-tune era. Because if you remember, T-Pain was probably, if not the hugest, he was one of the big stars at that time. And in the years of 2008, 2009, right around the time that this story takes place, T-Pain was on everything. In 2009, I remember he was on Lil' Kim, Download, Overtime with Ace Hood. He was featured on a song with Rick Ross and Kanye West. And in 2009 is when DJ Khaled ended up dropping All I Do Is Win. So I want to really say that was the height of T-Pain. And not only that, he ushered in several people. Now, the first time I remember hearing Plies was on some kind of ringtone, because this when ringtones was first coming out. But the first time I would actually see who Plies was on his T-Pain assisted single. And they have other guys like Two Pistols, who Dollar actually had an altercation with, was actually debuted on a song with T-Pain. And Dollar was just like those two people I mentioned. He had a song with T-Pain titled Who the Fuck Is That?, which also featured Tay Dizzum. And it would make noise across the nation as far as getting radio play. I want to say it peaked at right around 82 in the Billboard Top 100. So it's not gangbusters, but that's definitely a good spot for a new artist. Now, as far as early life, it's documented that Dollar was born in Chicago, but he would end up moving to Atlanta
where by all accounts, it sounds like he had a rough upbringing. And it seems like it started from the womb because he apparently had a twin brother that would die at death. And at the age of 5, him and his sister would allegedly witness their dad committing suicide by shooting himself. So that's some shit that some people will never get over. And by all accounts, early on, he was into music because it looked like he would ink a deal with Elektra Records, where he was part of a group called the Rascals. They would essentially end up releasing a single on a label that didn't do the best and would end up being dropped. But that very same year, he would form 2 relationships that would essentially change his life when he would have the chance to meet Sean Puffy Combs as well as Akon. Now, the first of those relationships that would take off for him would be the relationship that he would go on to build with Puffy, because at that time, Puffy was running one of the top urban brands, Sean John, if anybody remember those days. Now, Diddy would later go on to sign Dollar as a model for that Sean John line. He would go on to appear in billboards for the clothing line and get a chance to model across the United States. It would be May of 2007 where he would go on to capitalize on that other relationship where he was signed to Akon's Convict Music. He would go on to release his T-Pain assisted debut single. And like I said earlier, it peaked around number 82 in the U.S., but it would even be higher on the U.S. R&B charts at 42 and higher than that on the rap charts at 21. Now, following the success of that single, like anybody else that would be in his position, I'm sure he would begin to look at the possibilities of a promising rap career. But y'all know in the streets, shit don't always go according to plan. And it would be about a year to all of that success where everything would change forever. Now, according to court records, Dollar would be at an Atlanta nightclub in early May of 2009. And on that night, he would spot a guy by the name of Roderick talking to his girlfriend at the time. Now, not sure if this was known by Dollar, but Roderick and the girl happened to be familiar with each other. Nonetheless, according to testimony by Roderick, he would end up being attacked by Dollar and 2 other associates of his. Now, not sure the extent of the attack, but I'm damn sure they ain't just put his ass in a headlock. Now, sometime after the attack, Dollar would fly to Los Angeles to finish recording the songs for the rest of his debut album. Now, call it ironic or call it fate, but 11 days after the attack in the nightclub, Roderick would find himself in the same restaurant with Dollar and 2 more of his associates. Now, as the story goes on, once Dollar spotted Roderick in that restaurant, he would proceed to threaten him. Now, not sure about y'all listening, but if I see somebody that I stomped out 10 days ago, 1,000 miles away, I'm definitely thinking they on some shit. Now, not sure if that's what Dollar was thinking, but Roderick didn't wait to see what Dollar was thinking because apparently he would go on to exit the restaurant at some point in time, where he would then be followed by Dollar and his associates. Now, mind y'all, this is the highly populated Los Angeles Beverly Center, somewhere that probably has more cameras than anywhere else on the nation. Their dispute would end up spilling to the valet area. Now, according to accounts, this was right around 3 p.m. in the afternoon. And what will happen next is something the Beverly Center has never seen, because some kind of altercation would occur to where during the course of that altercation, Roderick would testify that he saw Dollar reaching for what he thought was a firearm. Now, after shooting him once, it was said that Dollar turned to escape the gunfire, and Roderick would proceed to fire several more shots that would hit Dollar in the back. Now, Roderick would apparently flee from the scene, and later that evening, he would be arrested at LAX with the supposed murder weapon. 3 days later, on May 21st, he would end up being charged with murder and assault, where he would go on to plead not guilty and claim self-defense in the shooting. Now, the trial would go on for about a year, where the defense would paint Dollar as a thug. They would bring an association that he had with the Mansfield Crips, who some of you guys might remember for having affiliation with Javaris Crittenton, a person that we covered earlier. And they would go on to use several videos and some of his rap lyrics, as well as a gun possession case that he caught in Atlanta to paint that picture. Exactly a year from when the trial started on May 21st, 2010, a jury would go on to acquit Audrey Berry of first-degree murder and all charges, including assault with a firearm. Now, Dollar, who in his death would go on to be immortalized by the Mansfield Crips when they would put a portrait of him up on the walls in their West Los Angeles neighborhood. Now, with only being 21 at the age of his death, who knows how big or what he could have did in the music game. So this is really just a sad scenario of really, sometimes you kind of got to let shit slide because it escalated. But at 21, not too many people was thinking about letting shit slide. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts on the situation. I appreciate y'all, like I said, sending the requests. Y'all keep them coming. Y'all get in the comment box about the situation. Y'all make sure y'all hit the red subscribe button right under this video so y'all know when this real trill spill is dropping. And y'all follow me on Instagram, on Twitter, POP_A_LOT. And y'all already know the count with me, Mobb Gang.